Hey, what's going on, my Western World One community? Check this out, man. I was reading an article today. Okay, a former New York police officer, Daniel Pantaleo, filed a lawsuit on Wednesday in effort to be reinstated to the police force. The former New York Police Department officer, fired in connections with the death of Ericgarner, filed a lawsuit against the city seeking to get his job back. The wrongful termination lawsuit, called arbitrary, capricious, reported by Fox News. The NY Police Department Commissioner James O'Neill announced the termination of the officer Pantaleo in connections of the death of Ericgarner. I guess this was public at a press conference August 19th. I got that clip. I want to show it to you, okay? Then we gonna come back and check it out. All right.
As Mr. Garner balanced himself on the sidewalk on his hands and knees, Deputy Commissioner of Trials Rosemary Maldonado found that Officer Pantaleo consciously disregarded the substantial and unjustifiable risk of maneuver explicitly prohibited by the department. She found that during the struggle, Officer Pantaleo had the opportunity to readjust his grip from a prohibited chokehold to a less lethal alternative, but did not make use of that opportunity. Instead, even once Mr. Garner was moved to his side on the ground, with his left arm behind his back and his right hand still open and extended, Officer Pantaleo kept his hands clasped and maintained the chokehold. Mr. Garner's obvious distress is confirmed when he coughs and grimaces. Moreover, Trials Commissioner Maldonado found that Officer Pantaleo's conduct caused physical injury that meets the penal law threshold, and that his recklessness caused multi-layered internal bruising and hemorrhaging that impaired Mr. Garner's physical condition and caused substantial pain, and was a significant factor in triggering an asthma attack.
Well, I have to say, this seems capricious and arbitrary.
Okay, this is where it gets kind of tricky at. Now, remember when he went to court, he went to the federal court for the civil suit of Ericgarner, and he was ruled not guilty because what they saying was what they seen. And I'm just going to read this article. All right, it says here, in the process of subduing Garner, the video was taken by a witness showing that Officer Pantaleo had his arms around Garner's neck and pressed his face against the sidewalk. Remember that? Garner repeatedly told the officer, "I can't breathe," a phrase that became a rally cry for Black Lives Matters in months that followed. Officer Pantaleo later said he tried to use a seatbelt maneuver on Garner, and it didn't mean to put that much larger man into a chokehold. Garner lost consciousness on the sidewalk and died in the hospital hours later from, they said, medical emergencies. So the medical examiner declared it was a homicide. A homicide just means you died by another. In the state of New York, it can go different ways. But you get it though, right? They said medical emergencies, and they say Ericgarner had asthma and other little complications that was induced by the police officer. And where all this come into play is that the federal judge said that he was found not guilty because Ericgarner's civil rights wasn't violated. But on the other hand, the NYPD are saying that he's guilty because of the negligence of doing the chokehold. You all should go over to Defense Maven, that's DEFENSEMAVEN.io, and just check out some of the stuff. I'm just gonna read, I believe this is Watch Your Six. I'm just gonna read some of it. I'm not gonna read everything because y'all can go to the website and check it out. Alright, here we go. He or she said, people very quickly forget that Garner had been arrested numerous times, and there were many complaints about Garner from citizens in the neighborhood, or that the paramedics appeared to do nothing to help him when he was in distress. The fact of the matter is that he died because he was in poor health and resisted arrest.